Who's gonna run the truck stop in Tuba City? Keep the back bar clean and keep the place looking pretty. Tell jokes to the folks, keep the conversation witty. When you get right down to the nubby nitty gritty, who's gonna run the truck stop in Tuba City when I'm gone? Well, Hank and Crystal, they moved out west to do the job that they both knew best, and that's running the best truck stop you've ever seen. Hank worked back in the kitchen and cooked, and Crystal waited tables with a sexy look, and before long she became known as the truck stop queen. Well, you know that title went to her head, and Hank became sorry he'd ever wed that strong-willed woman who began to boss him around. She'd yell and scream through the kitchen doors, tell Hank to get the lid from his drawers, and I mean, friend, she was always putting him down. One day Hank had had it to his ears, and he went to the cooler, got a couple of beers, took Crystal by the arm to a table, and he sat her down. Who's gonna run the truck stop in Tuba City? Keep the back bar clean and keep the place looking pretty. Tell jokes to the folks, keep the conversation witty. When you get right down to the nubby nitty gritty, who's gonna run the truck stop in Tuba City when I'm gone? Well, the Greyhound bus stopped every day to drop the mail while on its way to Reno, Silver City, Tahoe, Fresno, Bakersfield, and beautiful downtown Burbank. He said, "Woman, I done had enough of your cussing. I'm putting my bags on that Greyhound bus. You're a plain bad broad, and I had enough of your lip." He stepped up through that folding door, and the bus took off with a roar, and as they hit the road, he bought a ticket for a one-way trip. Hank looked out the window at the back of the bus, and there stood Crystal in the desert dust, standing on the bumper with her lips just a-flapping in the breeze. She was shaking her finger and a-pounding on the glass and giving old Hank a ration of sass. She wasn't about to let that poor man leave. Hank pressed his nose to the window pane, and he started in screaming at that dizzy dame, and the people on the bus all began to turn and stare. Then about that time a sign said dip. Crystal did a twist and a double flip, and Hank hollered out the window as she flew through the air. Who's gonna run the truck stop in Tuba City? Keep the back bar clean and keep the place looking pretty. Tell jokes to the folks, keep the conversation witty. When you get right down to the nubby nitty gritty, who's gonna run the truck stop in Tuba City when I'm gone? Well, there's a moral to this silly old song, and I hope you ladies won't take me wrong, but women's lip needs a slightly different point of view. For a man has got to be a man, and if you can only make him think he can, in turn your man will make a heck of a woman out of you. But you're the only ones that can do the trick, for only a woman knows how we tick, and I think that man and woman is here to stay. Just make your man think he's the boss and help him out when he gets lost, and I'll guarantee you, girls, you'll never hear him say, "Who's gonna run the truck stop in Tuba City? Keep the back bar clean and keep the place looking pretty. Tell jokes to the folks, keep the conversation witty. When you get right down to the nubby nitty gritty, who's gonna run the truck stop in Tuba City when I'm gone? Honey, when I'm gone, yes I'm gone, 'cause baby you done gone and bought the farm. And if you think I'm gonna hang around and listen to all that sass, baby you're nuts. I've had